Hello everyone, this is Annie from Stamp Anniething, and we are here today with a new project for you to go with our latest stamp release, which is the theme of Wreck-It Ralph. And we are going to be making the little the cookie award thing, the pendant that uh, Vanellope makes for Ralph that says "You're my hero" on it. We're going to be making it into a mini album. So the kit includes your papers, it includes some random colored gels, some ribbon, your ring binder, the words for the cover and the inside cover, and then your chipboard pieces. So it comes with everything that you're going to need. You're going to have a blue heart with a whole bunch of holes in it, and then a solid blue. These are for your covers, and they're slightly smaller than all the other hearts. And then you're going to have these two beige colors, which is going to be actually the cookie part of the cookie. Textured side up all the time, and it will line up backwards here. Here we go, and we have it scored with "You're My Hero." So when you're putting your lettering down, you can match it up how you'd like. So this is how the front cover is going to look with a little bit of the brown showing, and that will go on the front side of one of the chipboards. And then on the back side, you have the other beige cookie piece, and then the brown backside. And this is also scored. It's just really hard to see on here, but it says "To Stink Brain." So this is actually going to become the cover of your book. And then the rest of the pages you can put together however you want on your other chipboard pieces. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started by putting this down. And I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, and then I have back on my front piece, so the hole is on my left hand side. I can just now go ahead and glue on my cover piece. And this album is super, super quick and easy to make and to put together. Takes hardly any time at all. And then you can decorate your inside pages however you want. We're going to come back and do the top pieces because they're going to give it a little bit more dimension, and when you flip it over to your other side, it'll flatten them, so we don't want to do that. So we'll come back to decorating the cover. Basically, all you need for this kit is glue, and probably a pair of tweezers would be really good as well. And I think my glue is stuck there. I'm going to have to unclog it in a moment. Okay, and you're just trying to center it so you have a nice even border around. So just kind of line up that hole and then pivot your paper. Okay, and again, it is scored on this side to line up your "To Stink Brain," which is what she puts on the other side of her cookie to him, her little the badge that she makes him. And we have that cut out for you in some white, and you will want to probably use tweezers for it. But we're going to put this aside for now because we're just going to go ahead and start our pages, and then we'll do the decorating at the end because this goes by really fast. So in your kit, you have your cover, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 additional chipboard hearts. So you'll have that to decorate. But you do have more paper here. And what we have done in the kit is you have 2 sheets of the same pattern, but one is for the left and one is for the right. So that you can either, if you wanted to, let's say this is a page of your book opened. If you wanted to, you can have it so when it opens, it's matching papers. We just wanted to make sure that there was enough papers that you can, create the book however you want. You can have them mixed and matched however you want. But basically, all you're going to do is just make sure you have the right side matching up with the hole. Okay, so once you have all of these chipboard pieces done, you will end up with only the two papers extra. I had missed a chipboard, so you'll end up with two extra ones that you can make pockets with, but it is a very simple shape. It's a heart. So obviously, if you wanted to do more pockets and you just have some solid colored cardstock to go with it, you can just trace off the bottom with a piece of paper and pencil, and then use that for your pockets. And we'll make one into a pocket. So now on the back side, for my two stink brain, and you want to be really careful with these cuts because they are a little thin, but you have the letter T and O. T, where's the O? So we have two stink brain, and then you also have this heart, and that's how she dots her eye. So you know. So this is where you might want to use a pair of tweezers to grab your paper, or maybe even a gel, not a gel tool, an embellishment picker upper, just so that you can line it up. And if you have a precision tip on your glue, it will help you a lot with this as well. These are laser cuts, so the back side, sometimes you're going to see flash burns on it, but the textured side of the paper is always the right side up. And because you also have it etched out, you'll be able to know which way it goes as well. Um, these are little thin pieces for the font that was used. Let me just get this off to the side, and I am going to lift it up to hit it in my light because the brown one is a little bit harder to see than the other side. But I'm just lining it up to the score line. And I'm just going to do this with the whole back side of the two stink brain, which is the back side of her cookie medallion that she gives to him. So we have two. And you can also, if you just wanted to use like a Posca pen or a white gel pen and write it in, you can do that as well. Stink brain is a lot longer. So let's just get some glue down on here. Okay. And you just want to make sure you get glue on all the parts. So again, you don't want anything to uplift as time goes on. Okay, and then I'll start with the S, and then should be able to pivot and turn it to fit on the other letters. Okay, and then I can just lightly push it down. Okay. And then the last part is she doesn't dot the I in stink. She only dotted the I in brain with her little icing lettering. Just gonna grab that and it goes right there. So you have the two stink brain. Okay, I'm going to just put that aside for a moment because then what we have on the front, and this is optional, you do have the white cutouts, but I also gave you two chipboards. So you have the option to double it up if you wanted to, or not use the chipboard at all. It just depends on what look you're going for. I wanted the front to look kind of like more of the cookie, and when you have the icing is raised up a little bit. So you could either take it here and decide if you want, let's just use the word my, for example. You can do it just like this, put it on and have it flat, or you can do one layer of chipboard and then put your white on top of that to give it some dimension. And then if you really wanted to, you can even double it to make it really dimensioned. I'm going to see, do I want it with one or two? In my prototype, when I was working on it, I know I used the two, but I think just the one layer I'm going to do on this book. So I'm not going to need all of the second layers. It's just a little too thick, but that's just my personal preference, of course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first just glue all of the whites to my chipboard. Still poke that through, which I did, yay. Okay, line that up. Okay, so you'll have your piece of chipboard, be like so. And then these little gems, and you don't have to use them if you don't want to. You can just, it's a quarter punch, like standard hole punch. So if you want to just cut it out of colored cardstock, you can, but I thought it would just make it a little bit more fun to have them as the raised sprinkles. So now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll glue my words down, and then we can go ahead and add our little sprinkle details. Again, just lining it right up on those lines. And when you line them up, you don't even see the lines. Now, the apostrophe on mine, I dropped it. So I don't have that on mine. Yours will be in there. But in case it's a really small piece, and let's just say, for example, you dropped yours as well, that's where a Posca or a white gel pen can really come in handy. And I'm just going to fill mine in with a white gel pen. I might go over this with a Posca. Hold on, let's see if the Posca works better. And again, I lost mine. It's on the floor here somewhere, and I really didn't want to have to go digging up. So in case yours disappears and flies away like mine does, you can just put it in with your, I'll try to make sure, in the kits to send extras of them, because they do like to fly out of the bag when you're getting everything out. Okay, and then the next thing, you just have to put some glue in your little circles, and then just randomly place some sprinkles. They do have a flat bottom side. Again, you can just cut this out with a hole punch if you'd like to do that and use different papers. I don't know if that was enough glue on that one. Let's add some more right here. And you're just making a really cute cover, and I like that it has dimension. It's not just a flat album cover. Let's see, let's put a purple one over here. And I can do another turquoise over here. They're far enough apart. And then I have one left. And this little pink one I think will go just fine. Okay. Okay, we're just going to have that. And then I'm going to do this Posca again just to build up the layer so it's really white because it absorbs into the paper. So just let it dry and then you can come back and add another layer here and there. So there is our cute cover. You're my hero. To Stink Brain. And again, you could have just done this with the Posca pen as well if you wanted. And now we have our 4 other pages, and I'll just show you really quick if you wanted to turn one to make into a pocket. Let's see if I have, I'll put the blue on the blue so it matches this way. And okay. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut down however far I want my pocket to be. And let me find my paper trimmer. Of course, nothing is ever where it's supposed to be. I guess we'll just use this one real quick. And I am just going to, let's see. So I just cut the bottom part of a heart that I can now glue onto the bottom. And when you're doing this, you can use your tape or your glue, but you just want to make sure you're just going to get it on the edge because it's not tabbed like normal pockets might be. Actually, you know what? I think I want to put it on. That way you can see that it is a pocket. But again, you're just going to want to put either tape right along the edge or your glue right along the edge, because as it spreads out, you will be losing real estate of the pocket being able to open as much as you may or may not want it. And then you just have to line it up. Just make sure you push down the edges so you get a nice contact. And when that dries, you'll be able to slip something in there. And again, if you have solid color that you want to put on it, all you have to do is take the extra one that you have, place it down, trace the shape out. Okay, and then once all of your pages are ready to go, all you need to do, stack them up together. Use your little binder clip. Go ahead and close it up. And then the ribbons you can either use to decorate your pages. If you know me, I love to take my ribbons and I just love to put them on my binder rings. So I'm just going to cut all of my ribbons in half. That way I have double ribbons. And also, you know, these are great if you're doing little journaling tags and you want to hang them out. I love, this is what I'm talking about. Well, not this ribbon specifically. I don't like when it's printed on one side, but when they're double-sided ribbon, I like when they stick out. Ooh, I just moved I hit one of my beads. Hold on. I like when ribbon sticks out of my book. And if I had planned it better, I would have done that. but I don't like it on the, I like when it's tucked in the pages, but I'll show you how you can do that as well. So you can see what the effect looks like. And I am just going to turn the ring so that the back where it opens is to the back of it. And then I'm just going to tie some ribbons around my ring binder here. And then I'll take another one. Actually, you know what? I could probably cut them in half again because this is pretty long. Let's see. I don't need them to be overly long. I just like the way ribbons look on the outside. Like so. Just make sure it's nice and tight. And I can move that down there. Grab a purple one. Let's cut this one a little bit. Just pretties it up, I think, a little bit when you add ribbons to the books. And I think we have one more. We have a green one. Right? Is that the last one? We had 4 colors. So we'll just add a little bit of this one. And just trim them on an angle so we have our nice little ribbons there. Now, if you had wanted to, like, here we go on this one. So normally what I would do is I would take my ribbon and make it into the V. And I would normally glue it under the paper. And that's usually the first step that you have to do if you want to have it hanging out the sides of your books. But again, if you have journaling tags like what we could have in here, do I have, well, let's just say you had a piece of paper. I need to see if I have a big piece sitting around here somewhere. You know, where's the piece we cut off? So I know this is not a journaling tag, but let's just say you had a tag that was going to fit in there. Let's see. And, you know, it usually has, pretend it's cut in half or angled like so. Well, and then it would go down. So pretend this is half of a tag and that would go in there. You would have your ribbon at the top of your tag. And so when your book's closed, you have it sticking out. And I just love random ribbons sticking out of my books. Personal preference, of course. But basically, that is how you would put together your little You're My Hero to Stink Brain mini album. And again, it's got the 1, 2, 3, 4 extra pages plus the cover. So that's enough for 8 pages front and back for your journaling. Oh, I wouldn't have put those 2 together. Oh, look at how it ended up. We didn't even mean for it to happen that way. It's just when I grabbed them and stacked them, they ended up matchy-matchy. It's kind of funny how that happened. Okay, so anyways, thank you so much for joining me for our cute little mini album project. These are available to pre-order. We do have a limited run of them. So if you want one and are interested, make sure that you signed up for it. And I will see you next time in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.